Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are really getting into it with a highly detailed breakdown of Joachim Trier's film Sentimental Value. We're going to go way beyond just the plot. We're going to unpack the very architecture of its emotional power, how it's built, scene by scene, symbol by symbol, to get under your skin in such a profound way. I mean, critics pretty much went crazy for this film, and this quote from Karen Gordon absolutely nails it. That phrase, walks lightly but goes deep, that's the whole experience, isn't it? It feels so delicate on the surface, but underneath, it's just got these incredibly powerful emotional currents. All right, let's get into it. So here's how we're going to break it all down. Think of it like an hourglass. We're going to start broad with the family at the heart of the story. Then we'll narrow our focus way in on the film's most intricate, symbolic details. And finally, we'll pull back out to look at how the film was received. Okay, first things first. What is Sentimental Value even about? Well, at its core, it is this incredibly detailed, almost forensic look at a family that's forced to finally confront a past they have never, ever truly dealt with. So the setup is this. Two sisters, Nora and Agnes, are at their mother's funeral week. And this is not some warm family reunion. It's tense. Because after years of being gone, their estranged father, Gustav, shows up. And he's not just there to mourn. Oh no, he arrives with a proposition that is basically guaranteed to tear open every single old wound. Let's meet our main players here. You've got Gustav, the charming, larger-than-life father who desperately wants a comeback. Then there's Nora, his explosive, absolutely brilliant daughter. And he wants her to star in his new film, a film about a deep family tragedy. And get this, his chosen location to shoot this movie? Their old family home, a place just swimming in unresolved history. Okay, so this family home, it is so much more than just a setting. In fact, as a fantastic, highly detailed analysis from the journal Montages points out, the house basically becomes a central character in its own right. And here's where it gets really fascinating. The film actually brings up this old-school essay Nora wrote as a kid, and it becomes the perfect metaphor for us, the audience. It's this idea that the house itself is alive, that it holds memories. It has seen everything, and its windows, just like the quote says, they're like eyes, silently watching generations of trauma unfold. And this is what I mean. Look at these details. The film is obsessed with them. That crack in the wall? It's not just a crack. It is the family's pain made visible. These aren't just random set details. They are a visual language that the film returns to again and again and again. And let's talk about this corridor, because wow, this is not just a hallway. This is the exact path Gustav's mother walked before she took her own life. Think about that. It's this foundational trauma that is just echoed down through the generations. The way the camera films this space, it's not just a corridor. It's like this mystical, haunted bridge between life and death. So you have all this trauma, right? This heavy history. What do you do with it? Well, Gustav's answer, because he's a director, is to turn it into art. He literally creates a movie that forces his own family to reenact the very thing they're all trying to escape. And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. This is one of the film's biggest ideas, that art can be like a safe laboratory for our most dangerous emotions. The film within a film lets Nora explore feelings tied to her own very real trauma, but she gets to do it in the controlled, structured safety of a movie set. It's brilliant. What's amazing here is that the screenplay for Gustav's movie almost becomes its own character. You can see its journey right here. It starts as this thing of conflict, right? But then it gets passed between them, and slowly it transforms into a bridge. And then, finally, it becomes the actual tool for their healing. It gives them words for pain that's been unspoken for decades. All right, let's switch gears a bit and get into the craft. Because with a film this detailed, how it's made is a massive part of the story. And the director, Joachim Trier, made a very deliberate and, honestly, a very unusual choice for our digital age. So you have to ask, right? Everything's shot on digital now. Why on earth go to the trouble of shooting on 35mm film? And let me tell you, it was not just to look cool or retro. No, this choice was deeply connected to the film's biggest themes: memory, authenticity, and raw human feeling. So, according to the cinematographer Casper Tuxen, he and Trier basically believe that analog film has a soul. It has this beautiful, soft quality, what they call the blooming effect on highlights. But the biggest reason?
They believe it is simply better at capturing the tiny, almost invisible nuances of a human face. And this quote, "This is everything." It connects the technical decision directly to the emotional story. They literally chose their camera technology because it was better at capturing an actor blushing or their eyes getting red. The film stock itself became a tool to capture truth. How incredible is that?
So, with all this incredible detail, all this painstaking artistic thought, did it work? What did the critics think? Let's zoom back out, complete our hourglass, and look at the final verdict.
Let's start with the numbers. On Metacritic, it has a score of 87 out of 100. And just for context, anything over 80 on that site is officially labeled universal acclaim. So, yeah, they loved it.
And this chart really tells the story. I mean, look at that. Out of 36 professional reviews, 92% of them were positive. Critics were just raving about the direction, the performances, especially from Renate Ronsve, and this complex, multi-layered story. But, no film is perfect for everybody. Even within that massive wave of praise, a couple of things did come up. A few critics, from places like The Guardian, felt that the film's very deliberate, slow-burn pace could drag a bit, and some wished that the character of Agnes, the other sister, had been explored a little more deeply.
So when you boil it all down, the film doesn't give you any easy answers. There's no neat, tidy ending. But what it does so powerfully is suggest that through the messy, difficult process of making art, of turning your pain into a story, a broken family can, ever so slowly, begin to put itself back together.
And that's the huge question it leaves us with, right? Is art just a mirror we hold up to our trauma, or can it actually be a way out? Sentimental Value seems to suggest that, somehow, it might be both. The film ends on this note of quiet, fragile hope, leaving you thinking about the power of the stories we tell, the ones that wound us, and the ones that might, just might, heal us.